Welcome everyone. In this video, I am going to develop a decentralized login authentication system. So, in this, we'll be making use of MetaMask behind the scenes, and we will show a page, with a login button. And then, if we click on login, it should make use of our MetaMask information. So MetaMask, as we everyone knows, it's a wallet. It gets gives us a wallet address, and when we create an account with MetaMask, we get an add-on here, and in the add-on, obviously we have the account address. Along with that, we did use some password to log in this, right? So if for our web application, a decentralized web application, it makes sense to use MetaMask as a way or as a means to authenticate our requests, right? So if I have a decentralized application here, I can use MetaMask because as a unique user, only I can log into my MetaMask, right? So if I press on the login button and if I am able to validate the MetaMask information, then I know that okay, this is a genuine user, and then let's log in that person, right? So I'll be doing that, and I'll be using React for this application. um, let's first create a React app. So I'll use create React app as my command, and then I can give it you know login login dApp. Okay, so it will create it, and then we can cd into it and start working with it. But it's gonna be a very small and very basic application, so I am actually thinking of creating a full end-to-end e-commerce platform, a decentralized e-commerce platform. So for that, I will be using login and sign up you know features. So this would be a good starting point for everyone to understand how our login mechanism will work. Okay, so it's done. Let's log in to our application. So it's there. Let me open this in my screen editor. uh, yeah, I'm just looking out for users. Login decentralized app. Okay, so here is my application. We have our source file package.json. um, Now here, let me make some changes. So previously I got some conflicts with some of my dependencies, and also I'll be making use of web3.js, right? So we need web3.js. I'm going to remove this node modules. I'm going to save this file, right? And then I am gonna run npm install. So this will install all the dependencies that I just added, and also web3, because web3 provides us with all the methods to access or to connect with you know metamask and other ethereum based stuff. So web3.js is a very it provides us with a lot of inbuilt methods, and that you guys will see how we use them. um, just give it a couple of minutes to install the dependencies, and it should be good to go. Okay, our dependencies were installed. I will close this file and then I'll go to app.js because this is the file where we will make the changes. um, I think in this one, if I do npm start, it will start a localhost service on port 3000 and we will see the basic React app. Cool. So yeah, let's keep it like this. I won't be using much of these, so I will actually remove all of these things that are inside my return statement and also these files. Now I am going to use state and use effect, and then I'm going to import web3 from web3. Okay, now before moving forward, I need few functions. So one of the method would be detecting current provider. So let me, before jumping into the implementation part, let me tell you one important functionality which MetaMask add-on does for it. So whenever we, any browser or any tab, wherever we use MetaMask as our add-on, it basically injects a method called window.ethereum. So MetaMask is injecting that object window.ethereum to all the web pages. Now the reason why they do is, it's because if our application makes use of any web3 related libraries, we can actually use this method window.ethereum and then build on that, and we will see in a bit how we do that. So let's say my method is detect current provider, right? And then here I have a provider. Okay, now I check that if I have MetaMask, if MetaMask has injected that object, that means sorry, the spelling is wrong. That means I can actually make use of any functionality that MetaMask provides us, and I can even call MetaMask for any of the transaction, because as I said, MetaMask is a wallet, right? So from our wallet only we will take our gas fees or any Ethereum if we want to, if our decentralized application wants to, right? So yeah, so it's, if it's window.ethereum or even window.web3. So let's set our provider to window.web3.current provider. Okay, so once this is done, if none of this is there, I will just console.log that it's a non-Ethereum browser. um, you should install MetaMask, correct? Now once this is done, we would return our provider. Okay, so before moving forward, let's add some text to one of our applications. So I have class name app, and then I will close this. Okay, h1 tag, it's a React dApp authentication with React Web3.js and Metamask, right? Let's save it. I don't think we should get any error, but let's see. In the meantime, oh, it did work. Okay, so we get our text here. Awesome. Now we move on and we do a div class name. I will add all the CSS functionalities later because that's not the important part of this tutorial. Now I will create a variable which will store is connected. So is connected will basically keep track whether my wallet is connected to our application or not, right? Because in order to move forward, we need to see first what's the current provider. So we detect the provider whether MetaMask is installed or not. If MetaMask is installed, then we want the user to use login button to connect to the MetaMask. So that's our authentication part. So in this case, what happens is we basically show a login button, right? And we call the on login on connect button. So basically we show a login text button because the person is not connected its wallet yet, and when they press on the login button, we then connect them to our web app, and that's how we get to know, or we get to log in that user, and this will be our first step to using authentication, right? So I would create a method called is connected. So it's a variable, state variable, is connected, and set is connected use state false, correct? Now as I said, I'll be calling the connect method. Let me call it const on connect async, because we'll be connecting with the wallet and we'll be using web3. It could be a asynchronous call, so we would need to await with it. So connecting is not a asynchronous call, but I'll be actually fetching, let's say, the balance information, the accounts information and everything. So it might be uh, async call, like it might be taking some time. And we call here detect current provider, right? So I call this method, and if current provider is there, then I do an await on current provider dot request. Now this method is basically gonna go ahead and fetch all the Ethereum based accounts being part of the MetaMask, right? So it will fetch all the Ethereum accounts. So in my case, if I open MetaMask, it is going to fetch this account address, because I only have one account. If you have more than that, it will fetch all of them. We have web3 equal to new web3 current provider. We create a web3 object, and then we can use user account await. So web3 dot ethereum dot get accounts. So we get user account, and then we also can get const account. So we get the first account, like the first account will be the one that is currently present. So if I have more than one account, so whatever I have selected here right now, because you can only select one account at a time, that will have the zero index. In my case it's just one, but if it's two accounts, whatever I have selected will come here, right? So and then we just fetch the Ethereum balance that we have, web3 dot ethereum dot get balance account, correct? Now if we see, actually this should be done. We can do a catch on error, and then we can console.log any kind of error that we see. So till now here it looks good. Okay, so Ethereum balance we got, account we got, and all that. Okay, so on connect method, we get all the information on connect, and then we also need to do the set, right? So we need to set is connected to true, because right now once everything, all the information is done, I connected back, right? And let's create a disconnect method also. Disconnect method is basically like our logout method. So in this case it will be, we just set is connected to false, and we will show the on connect login button again based on that, right? So here if we go and save it, let's see what we get. Oh, we see a login button here. Let me go ahead and add some settings to my app.css. Okay, so this has the settings. I think I need to add it here, index.css. Yeah, so index.css will have the css changes. It's just to beautify a little bit. So yeah, we get it like this. Cool. Now why don't we get this? Okay, I guess we need to restart the app. That's fine, I'll do that later. Let's complete our implementation. So here after this div, so if we were connected, right? So if we were connected, and so if we are connected, we would basically have is connected, and div class name app wrapper, div class name h2, you are connected to Metamask, and let's take an account for our Ethereum balance. I'll take a variable const ETH balance comma set ETH balance. Okay, oops, ETH balance. Okay, so now in this case you are connected, and then in the next div I can just display that div class name app balance, and in that div I'll basically show, or maybe I will create a span element showing balance, and here I will say ETH balance. Correct. So I've got to display the Ethereum balance. Let me refresh this. Yeah, I won't see anything because I am not able to log in yet. Let me see if I am getting any errors in the console.log. Process is undefined. Okay, I think I'll restart the app, but for now let's continue with our implementation, right? So we get the Ethereum balance, we get that. We need to display the login button, right? So this will be div, oops, okay, so here I will do button class name on disconnect, right? So we created on disconnect, and we just basically set the flag. So based on the flag, oops, sorry, here we should call disconnect, Yeah, that's it. And then we have our button end. Cool. Let me refresh this and see if we are getting any errors. Okay, let me rerun the app. I guess the flag isn't working fine. I need to kill the app because sometimes it does cause an issue because it doesn't stop and it keeps running on the 3000 port. So npm start, let's see, let it compile, and then so we see a button here. Now we are able to click it. Let's click it. Awesome. So you are connected to MetaMask, it shows, and it gives us a balance number. Now this is a string, so basically it's giving me in decimal. If you see, if it's 0.6565 and there is a string that keeps on going, it's a very big digit, but yeah, we are missing a decimal point, but you get the part that we get the balance to be displayed. And if we disconnect, we get back the login button. So this is how we can create the authentication on the decentralized application. Basically, we can use MetaMask because the user, if that user is already logged into MetaMask, that means the person has gone through the authentication process. It has created its wallet address, password, everything. Now using that, we can use login and a disconnect button. So in your case, let's say your app needs a person to log in. So when you press on login, you can get the wallet address of the person, and based on the wallet address you can query either Ethereum, or you can query your Firebase or any MongoDB database, and based on the address you can get the information and display it, right? And if someone presses on logout button, you basically destroy everything, like you destroy all the cookies or any local storage that you are using, and then you again send them back to the front page. So this is how the decentralized authentication in a simplest way would work. Obviously you can add more complexity, like you can have a backend service that takes care of that generates a JWT token, so that with every future request you can send a JWT token and then authenticate the service. But this is a very simple and basic implementation. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If so, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and follow me on Instagram. Thanks for the support. Thanks everyone.